because it's our first album, there's always going to be kind of visions of grandeur and stuff, and you always want it to be publicised in every metal magazine or every music magazine ever, but it's never going to happen. I think we're all kind of more realistic in the hopes of what it'll achieve.
It's something a little bit different. It's not straight up brutal death metal, it's not standard death metal, it's not old school death metal, it's not technical death metal, it's a little bridge between them all. It's a transition, it's an amalgamation of all different types of metal and lots of not metal as well.
I'm happy with what we've done so far, and I hope that when it comes out that people actually enjoy it, because that's the main reason why I'm doing it, is so people can enjoy the music that we're doing.
We've toured around the UK a lot. We've played most of the big cities in the UK now. We've played several shows outside the UK, small tours, but hopefully we can move over to Europe, start taking the show, taking the album, taking the band over to the States, over to anywhere it will take us really, over to festivals and spreading us a bit wider, spreading us around a bit more. But I think the album will do that. It'll definitely take us up to that level.
Expensive jam session.
You're still rushing a little bit, man, in the first blasts. Yes, when you first come on the blast, you're speeding up.
We were going to record an album ages ago, but we all decided it would be a better idea to wait until we were a bit kind of more proficient and more sure of what we wanted to play in the songs, if we wanted to change parts or if we wanted to keep sections in. As far as the songs for the album come, we've put all the songs that we've got on the album. We just decided to put them all on again because we wanted people to hear us as we are now and as kind of to the best recording standard that we could achieve.
So we needed a drummer, so we took some. I'd like to say we did many auditions, but we didn't. We found the first guy we came across, who's still in the band. We decided we'd stick with Cook for all his abilities.
Well, yeah. The fact that it comes out is just
I think it sounds a bit more natural like that.
I pick up a lot of stuff with the other guys that I've toured with, like drummers wise, and a lot of the guys are really good, and a lot of them have been inspiring me that way. And a guy I've known for a long time, Matt Holland, he's been pretty good for inspiring me as well for the drums. Development wise, I've spent a lot of time practicing as much as I could, going in just on my own and progressing from there. The process, it was quite tough for me, especially because first time I've been in a studio properly, and there was a lot of stuff I wasn't expecting, just by the way we were recording wise. A big learning experience as well.
It needs to be like spot the fuck on, like it's the intro to the song.
As Mike says, it has to be spot the fuck on. So let's spot it up, spotty.
Getting ready for this album, I spent a lot of time by myself doing just practicing as much as I could. Pass, cut, no, cut that. That'll do. So can you use some of that? Well, I'm happy with this start, but I'm keeping it as brief as I can. Fuck, I need to go fucking in.
excited as that, was it?
Although
Yep.
that might just be my gross impatience. It definitely sounded tight.
Yeah.
For once.
Did you do this in one take, you reckon, like? Just because I'm bored of listening to it.
One take. I like to try and put things in to the songs which aren't, I don't know, specifically death metal orientated. So they, I think the little bits that I put in guitar wise here and there, which aren't fundamentally death metal, tend to stick out. Not in a bad way, I don't think, but they give us our sound and our kind of style, which I again like to think is something a little bit different. You know, we needed to know exactly what our parts were, every single little intricate nuance of the songs we needed to be totally sure of, from drum fills to vocal patterns, bass lines, little guitar frills and techniques. So they all had to be finalised and practiced a lot. Because of the way...
Come on, don't bullshit me. You move your finger, you go dee-dee-boo.
Yeah,
Dee-dee-boo.
but I'm not... I have to go to get onto that note.
Why?
Because that's how rhythms work.
I don't think that sounds as good as dee-dee-dee-dee-doo.
No, not that
Play again, please.
Boom.
That just sounds like the guitar is completely broken.
all the music, all the parts were, at least on guitar wise, were written by me. Like when Joe, our bassist, came in a year and a half, 2 years ago, he's obviously come in and not had much of a part with writing, etc. So as the second album approaches and the writing process starts with that, I'd like there to be a second element brought in musically to help along the writing process. Really?
I think it's amazing.
Alright, okay.
The best part you've ever written.
Can I hear that back and bask in it? Still a whole nother guitar.
You need a harmony. So. That'd be so good. Jobs are gonna mint it.
Poofs.
Poofy poofs. Poofs all round. Poofs for all the family.
Since I came in as a bassist, I think the songs have altered, or well, not altered, but they've kind of got to a bit more of a new dimension with them because of all the different styles I have in my own influences. So I think I've helped expand the sound somewhat, bringing in a lot of my funk influences and bits of hip hop influences and that, which has kind of bled through a little bit.
One more, a bit stronger.
That's the one.
It was intense because I was sitting down with, like, Mike was running through everything, notes, nuances, every accent with me, and making sure that I was nailing everything and not just doing a half-assed job, getting everything really into place. And then obviously there was a lot of elements in of my bass playing which the guys hadn't worked with before. Like I said before, with like bits of slap bass I play, some finger tapping, and it presented some issues to an extent because we weren't too sure how to make them fit, and a few parts had to change. We were even in the studio changing bits of my bass playing while we were there to make it actually fit, and there was a few other, because I wasn't part of the songwriting process. It was having to really learn the songs at such an intricate level after they've been written, so it was a whole new learning process as well. It was almost like I had to relearn the songs, so that was a lot of hard work.
I like it because it's got the bottom end on it, and it's not a strong note.
Musically, it'd be more correct to be a play B. Should be in the same
It would
key.
be actually, yeah. No, that works because it's part of the same key. It's not dissonant. It's in the same mode. But to get that note, to start on that note, that's the lowest note.
Yeah.
There's not a lower note. You could go to a different bit of the neck.
Yeah, but now I'm playing C. That's going to be like a. That's going to be a major second. It's going to sound. I don't know whether it'll sound great or not. It costs a fair bit of money, so I can't get up here as often as these guys. Wish I could and practice with them. So I try and practice at home, practice the demos and videos which we've got. So, but I always try and come up for like a good stretch of days, like 3 or 4 days, and try and get as much practice in over that period of time to make it worthwhile.
Sweet.
A bit more Phil, please.
Yeah, Phil.
Call Mike's mum. Go.
The studio process was really good. It was a lot of fun. It was really grueling, really intense. There was no fanning about. It was come in, do your bit, do it as best as you can, and then get told it's not good enough and do it again.
Should have given myself 2 shots then.
Lyrically, Chris and I, we did write a few songs together. With me involved, it tend to be a little bit more rhymey, jokey, because I'm not a vocalist, so I don't really know how to properly structure things like vocal patterns and stuff, or fit words together in the correct way, or make them sound serious or anything. So I always just kind of made them like ridiculous, I don't know, rhymes and poetry even, and it just didn't kind of work. So Chris took the reins on that one.
Inspiration from music just comes from basically whatever we're listening to at the time, or whatever we kind of think sounds not unusual, but kind of different from what you'd expect to hear. We don't like to write stuff that's kind of straight constantly all the time, and we try and change parts here and there that are a bit more unusual, and well, we hope more unusual than what anyone else writes.
So like we're all worst critics. So it takes absolutely fucking hard to nail. If you don't get it right, you just get raging.
Solid. Well harder than I remembered anything like that.
Solid fucking agony.
Or too hard to do. That's actually the hardest one for house, because it's that's it. I always try and sound as distorted as I can. Sometimes it's hard if I've not done any practice in a few weeks or whatever, and we get together for a jam or a gig, that it's sometimes harder to hit parts that I would have used to be able to hit. But for me, it's basically just trying to sound as heavy as I can and still pronounce things as clearly, so people can make out the words. I don't see the point in writing lyrics if you can't understand the words.
You'll be wide open. I won't stop. Your body's thinking. It's tickling as you walk.
I did all the vocal parts were double tracked, so my low parts in the album are all double tracked and my high parts are double tracked as well. So for me, it was, if I was recording 3 or 4 songs in a day, I was actually doing 6 or 8 songs in a day, and I hadn't really practiced as much as I should have in the lead up to the recording. So for me, it was tiring enough on my throat to want to end the day short. There was one song that I had to come back and do at a later date because I didn't feel up to it. I think my voice is sounding shite. Do you agree? Do you think I should stop? I love my life. Did I ever tell you that? I love... Alright. Cool. I think it sounds shit. Cool. I mean, everything else had been done fine, and it was really easy for me to just go in and do what I needed to do as quickly as I needed to do it, the same as everyone else.
Hopes for the album.
So I want that to be on the hopes for the album.
We didn't want to rush into something. We didn't want to just hash out an album because we could or because we wanted to. We knew that we needed to find, like I said before, our sound and our own correct way of playing the songs.
Hopefully it'll receive good press where it's getting reviewed or whatever, and hopefully it'll see us through to bigger and better things. I mean, we've already toured the arse out of the UK and been abroad a couple of times, but we're looking more to get onto kind of festivals and get bigger tours in Europe or maybe America or wherever we can.
I think we all maybe underestimated how much time we needed to get things sounding as perfect as we wanted to sound. Not that it does sound perfect, it still sounds natural, organic. There's little flaws, little parts in it which make it sound real. But yeah, the process was long, but we always knew what we had to do. So we had a lot of time in preparation to ensure that we went about it the correct way, and I think we did.
To get his tour and trying it on festivals from it as well. That's one of the big things I want to do, getting all of the festivals if we can. It's basically, and I'd like to tour the shit out of it as well.
Hopefully this will allow us to do it, and now all we really got to do is look forward to the next couple of years, keep writing during those couple of years, and do the next album, really, bigger and better, sound better. We'll all know a lot more than we did this time round.
I'd just like to see it do well enough to keep us going, and well enough to keep us going on to do the second album.
We've been doing a lot. Like the last 2 years have seen us doing bigger shows, better shows, playing with bigger bands, but, honing our live performance, and I hope the album will push us up to the next level.
I'd love to see it go far enough to be recognised as a reputable bit of recording. It's something a little bit different, but sits where maybe there wasn't a certain style before. So I'd like to see it. Obviously, I'd love to see it on the billboards across the world, but realistically, I'd like to see it being sold modestly and to do well, and for a lot of people to get it and like it, whether they buy it, download it, borrow it off their mate or whatever, as long as it's spread as much as possible and is appreciated, then that's essentially my hope, is that people like it. And I don't know, it does well enough to substantiate the amount of effort that we've put into it.
Future-wise, to do another album, write more songs, take it to the next level as well from myself playing-wise and the band, and hopefully go to other countries and stuff, because we've been to a few already, and just tour as much as we can, because that's one of the things I like about doing it, being in the band.
I'm not blinking about a minute.